Okay, Guru Maharaj, I'll go to the next one.
Yeah, go to the next verse.
This is 30th. Should I move to the next?
Yeah. I think we did this one too. I'm not sure though. Let's do this one. Let's do this one, 30,
Oh, okay,
31.
sorry. I just moved click. I'll go back. Sorry. Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.31, clears by Queen Kunti, continued. These are a series of statements and also prayers about the Lord, about his pastimes, about Queen Kunti's relationship with him. So here she's going to glorify Mother Yasoda. Gopyadade Tvaya Gopyade Kaya Kutaga Sadhamatavam Yate Darasu Kalalanjana Sambramaksam Vaktram Diniya Bhayam Bhavanaya Stiptasyam Samam Vimohayati Bir Apya Bibeti. My dear Krishna, Yasoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears which washed the mascara from your eyes. And you were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me. Therefore, here is another explanation of the bewilderment created by the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is the supreme in all circumstances, as already explained. Here is a specific example of the Lord's being the supreme, at the same time, a plaything in the presence of his pure devotee. The Lord's pure devotee renders service unto the Lord out of unalloyed love only, and while discharging such devotional service, the pure devotee forgets the position of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord also accepts the loving service of his devotees more relishably when the service is rendered spontaneously out of pure affection, without any reverential admiration. Generally, the Lord is worshipped by the devotees in a reverential attitude, but the Lord is meticulously pleased when the devotee, out of pure love and affection, considers the Lord to be less important than himself. The Lord's pastime and his original abode of Goloka Vrindavan are exchanged in that spirit. The friends of Krishna consider him one of them. We do not consider him to be of reverential importance. The parents of the Lord, for all pure devotees, consider him a child only. The Lord accepts the chastisement of the parents more cheerfully than the prayers of the Vedic hymns. Similarly, he accepts the reproaches of his fiancés more palatably than the Vedic hymns. When Lord Krishna was present in his material world to manifest his eternal pastimes of the transcendental realm of the local Vrindavan as an attraction for the people in general, he displayed a unique picture of subordination before his foster mother, Yasoda. The Lord, in his natural childish playful activities, used to spoil the stock of butter, Mother Yasoda, by breaking the pots and distribute the contents to his friends and playmates, including the celebrated monkeys of Vrindavan who took advantage of the Lord's munificence. Mother Yasoda saw this, and out of pure love, she wanted to make a show of punishment for her transcendental child. She took up a rope and threatened the Lord that she would tie him up, as he is generally done in the ordinary household. Seeing the rope in his hands, the Mother Yasoda, the Lord, bowed his head down and began to weep just like a child, and tears rolled down his cheeks, washing off the mascara. Let's see, I lost it. Washing off the black ornament smeared about his beautiful eyes. This picture of the Lord is adored by Kunti Devi because she is conscious of the Lord's supreme position. He is feared often by fear personified, yet he is afraid of his mother, who wanted to punish him just in an ordinary manner. Kunti was conscious of the exalted position of Krishna, whereas Yasoda was not. Therefore, Yasoda's position was more exalted than Kunti's. Mother Yasoda got the Lord as her child, and the Lord made her forget altogether that her child was the Lord himself. If Mother Yasoda had been conscious of the exalted position of the Lord, she would certainly have hesitated to punish the Lord. But she was made to forget this situation because the Lord, keep moving, wanted to make a complete gesture of childishness before the affectionate Yasoda. This exchange of love between the mother and the son was performed in a natural way, and Kunti, remembering the scene, was bewildered. Then she could do nothing but praise the transcendental maternal love. Indirectly, Mother Yasoda is praised for her unique position of love, for she could control even the all-powerful Lord as her beloved child. Chaksu unmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya Desatarine Panchakalpa Tarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here we're seeing two different relationships with the Lord. Both elements of love are there, but the mood on how that love plays itself out is completely different. The love in the mood of awe and reverence, and the love in the mood of madhurya or sweetness, where child Krishna becomes the child, the friend, the lover of his devotee. Krishna likes this. In fact, he hankers for this more than he does all of the prayers of the personified Vedas, which are mentioned in the Bhagavatam, all the prayers and glories of the great souls, such as Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and even Lakshmi Devi herself. All of these things do not really attract the Lord as much as when he gets tied up by his mother for breaking the butter pot and stealing the butter and distributing to the monkeys and making a mess all over the floor. Or when he is stealing butter in someone else's houses. And Kunti Devi is really astonished to see the position of Mother Yasoda, how exalted she was, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, is playing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj just as an ordinary child. For anyone who has any understanding of the nature of devotional service, this is quite amazing. One will see how the Lord is so intimately connected with his devotees that he even likes or prefers, you have to say the word prefers, a subordinate position to his devotee. Of course, this is something one has to qualify themselves in order to get that position. And that is the most exalted position, as the residents of Vrindavan are considered to be the most intimate associates and lovers of Krishna. Lord Brahma makes his statements in the Bhagavatam when he's describing how much fortunate the residents of Vrindavan were, that they had such intimacy and loving relationships with the Lord. But when you analyze it from an ordinary point of view, you see that this mood of intimacy is more intense, more sweeter, and more exciting than just hearing prayers and being in a position of exaltation. I mean, Krishna will accept that, and people must do that because that is his position as the all-powerful Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, the creator of all of the universes, the manifestation of all of the spiritual nomenclature, which is unmeasurable and unlimited. Yet, these things to Krishna don't give him much pleasure. He likes when his devotees take a superior position and chastise him, tear him up, to tie him up. We have the example of how the cowherd boys, they would run and they would be running all towards Krishna and saying, I want to touch Krishna first. No, I'm going to touch Krishna first. And then the boys would run and they would touch Krishna and they would argue amongst themselves who touched Krishna first. And Krishna would enjoy that. Or they would take away sometimes his lunch pail because they know Mother Yasoda cooks so many nice preparations for Krishna. So they would take it and try to eat it themselves and share it amongst the boys. And Krishna would enjoy that. And he would also take their lunch pails and see what their mothers had. Very friendly, very playful, very sweet, very intimate moods of devotion are being played out by the Supreme.
Hare Krishna. Is it stopped for me, or is all of you cannot hear Guru Maharaj?
We cannot hear as well, Satyabhama
Okay,
Mataji.
thank you, Sakshi Mataji. So I think Guru Maharaj will log back in and just be with us for a few seconds. Actually, it might take him to a few minutes to log back in. So if there is any kirtaniyas, we can do a little bit, chant few times maybe. Is there any kirtaniya here? While we are waiting for Guru Maharaj to come. Rash Prabhu, you have a beautiful voice.
I'm no kirtaniya, Mataji.
Who else is there? Radha Vinodni Mataji is there as well. She can sing.
Hare Krishna, I'm not sure that this is a good idea.
We have to do something while we're waiting for Guru Maharaj. Maybe few chants, just few chants. I think Guru Maharaj will be back in soon.
Okay, I will try and just bring a karata. Sorry, I'm a bit hesitant about Zoom Kirtan.
Oh, Guru Maharaj is here. Hari Bol. Yes, you're on mute, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, unfortunately, this internet is quite unstable. So anyway, I tried to get to the essence of this whole, and these prayers by Queen Kunti really illustrate how fortunate not only Mother Yasoda is, but how fortunate those who are his intimate associates in Vrindavan get to interact with him in such a sweet way. And this is Vrindavan Dhav. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us the formula how to reach Vrindavan Dhav in that mood. One can also qualify themselves to elevate themselves to the position of the residents of Vrindavan through the process of pure devotional service, which centers around chanting the holy names of the Lord. As one practices the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, one's consciousness gradually elevates higher and higher towards Krishna's lotus feet. If we are not experiencing advancement in devotional service, despite the fact that we are engaged in devotional service, that means we are still very much attached to this material world. And we are finding that the material world is someplace that I still think that I can find happiness, satisfaction. And because of that, although we are interacting with the material energy because of responsibilities, one has to learn to become detached from these activities and become attached to Krishna. And as we become attached to Krishna, the mood of devotional service manifests, and then it becomes more natural and more desirable to think of Krishna. And when we hear these prayers by Queen Kunti, we can understand how much she is relishing the good fortune of the residents of Vrindavan. Although she is so exalted herself that she can, Krishna is her nephew, and she is talking to Krishna, and he's standing there before her and responding to her. And he's also offering his love to her in the position of being her nephew. Still, she considers herself not as fortunate as the residents of Vrindavan. So we can understand how exalted these personalities are and how intimate that association is. And therefore, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ram Yakacha, he says that the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan is the essence of the nature of the absolute truth. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the means by which one can elevate themselves through hearing about and understanding deeper through that process of hearing Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. So the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is the sunam bonum of that Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the essence and the glories. So one should read, one should hear, one should try to understand, and one should appreciate how good fortune the residents of Vrindavan are and how intimate it is. And Prabhupada also says one can also attain to that stage, but it cannot be imitated. It can be done through the process of pure devotional service. When one seriously, because our nature is to love and serve Krishna. And how we love and serve Krishna may be different from individual to individual, but we understand in that variety, the mood of Vrindavan is the highest. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'll stop there because we want to get to questions and comments.
Okay, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. This is always it's a very beautiful pastimes, and when Kunti Devi is glorifying Mother Yashoda, I
You
think
don't have. There's no need to summarize. Just
okay,
go
that's
on to
fine,
the
Guru Maharaj.
questions. Yeah.
Okay. Raj Prabhu has a question, Guru Maharaj. Yes, Raj Prabhu, you can go.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I wanted to know, Maharaj, when these prayers by Mother Kunti, when she was going through what we see as difficulties, was she actually disturbed by the difficulties?
No. She's actually praying for difficulties.
Sorry, I didn't phrase the question very well. That's my poor phrasing of the question. When she was actually going through what we see as difficulties, not at the time she was praying, but when things were happening to her, or those circumstances that we would see as extreme difficulty for us if it happened to us, and she was praying for Krishna's help, was she experiencing difficulty, or was she elevated enough that it wasn't actually disturbing her mind, for example?
Well, being the mother of the Pandavas and seeing what the Pandavas had to go through, she was experiencing that difficulty from that position. Pandavas had, they were in so many ways put into dangerous situations where their lives were being not only threatened, but attacked by the Kurus headed by Duryodhana. So that's the only difficulty she was experiencing. She was glorifying Krishna, who saved her sons many times from the house of Shalak, from the poison cake, from the Rakshasha, Hidimba. There were so many trials that the Pandavas, and they were all her sons. So as a mother, she was experiencing that difficulty. But on a personal level, of course, it is a personal level because the mother's love for their sons will affect whatever happens to the sons, the mother will also be affected by that. So that's the difficulty she was going through. But she glorifies Krishna and how he saved them in each and every situation.
Thank you, Maharaj.
And
So
she explains that too. She also, when you read the translation, you see, and Prabhupada's purports, how much she had to undergo in order, as being the mother of the Pandavas. That position was very difficult.
Mm. Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, Raj Prabhu. Just before Sridevi Mataji, I want to make a request to devotees to keep the cameras on if they can. Thank you. Yes, Sridevi Mataji, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Dear Guru Maharaj, this pastime of Damodar Leela is, of course, one of the sweetest pastimes and glorified. And Mother Kunti Devi's mood is here of reverence, of awe, as she glorifies the Lord. So that means the Pandavas, Mother Kunti, they all, even though they are pure devotees and they have a very intimate connection with Krishna, still their mood is.
Your voice is breaking, Shridevi Mataji. So the last line we couldn't hear. If you could please repeat the question, last line, just the last line.
My question is, do we conclude that Mother Kunti Devi and Pandavas, though they are pure devotees and very intimately connected with Krishna, their mood is of awe and reverence? Is that what we should conclude?
No, because Arjuna was the friend of Krishna. He was in that mood. But his friendship was mixed with awe and reverence when Krishna revealed himself as the universal form. He was the friend of Krishna. It's called Krishna Saka, Krishna's friend. But still, he took the position of a subordinate person in order to speak the Bhagavad Gita, for Krishna to speak the Bhagavad Gita. And at the same time, when Krishna showed him the universal form, he didn't like that in terms of his mood of devotion was being altered. But he, when he speaks to Krishna, he calls him Rishikesh, or master of the senses. He calls them different names which refer to the Lord as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you'll see in that dialogue between him and Krishna, he goes in and out of his mood, both as a friend and as a disciple. But you won't see that with Mother Yasoda or any of the residents of Vrindavan. So there's friendship outside of Vrindavan also. King Yudhisthira also knew Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna treated him as a superior, but Yudhisthira was always conscious of Krishna's position.
So there was a mixture of intimacy as well as awe and reverence.
Yeah, because Krishna was playing the role of the cousin of Kunti, and he also had different relationships with different people. He played both the role as a Supreme Lord. He was worshipped as the Supreme Lord, but he was a member of the Yadu dynasty. His father was Vasudeva, his mother was Devaki.
So Guru Maharaj, a little doubt arises in my mind about this. Do the residents of the Vaikuntha planets who worship the Lord in awe and reverence, are they aware of Krishna Leela in Madhurya Ras? Are they aware of the sweetness of Krishna in Vrindavan?
Yeah. When you're liberated, you're aware of everything.
Right, right. But yet they choose to worship in Vaikuntha, or they can progress further upwards to Golok Vrindavan if they so choose.
There is verses that indicate that they can elevate themselves to Goloka Vrindavan, but you see the example. Murari Gupta was with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was Hanuman and Lord Chaitanya. use him as an example to show that when one is fixed in their loving relationship with the Lord accordingly, they don't want to change.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, if you just put yourself in a similar position, you have relationships with others, but you have to maintain your relationship. And if you are expert in executing that mood of relationships with others, there is a satisfaction and sweetness that comes with that. You try to play another role in that relationship, although may be seen to be superior, you may find it awkward and not as fulfilling. That's a crude example, that's all. But the point is the soul will want to serve the Lord according to its istade, its what is it called? Siddha pranali, or its natural constitutional spiritual position. Like Satyabhama, she likes to argue with Krishna all the time. And, if you ask her to be nice, she won't. She's nice when she argues because that's what Krishna likes. But Satyabhama is, she is in the mood of contrary with Krishna. She says no. But although she's in Aishwarya relationship, she still keeps that mood of Srimati Radharani, who she is. Satyabhama is Radharani, who has appeared again in Dwarka Leela. So these mixed moods based on the different relationships are also there. You see them. I chose Satyabhama because she's the most obvious. And I mean, she's a queen and Rukmini's a queen, but Rukmini is very sweet, soft, and obedient, where Satyabhama could never possibly be like that. She can be sweet, but she could never be obedient.
So Guru Maharaj, all these are because Krishna enjoys a variety of relationships. And so all these different varieties of souls have loving relationships in different ways, just to give him pleasure.
You're asking question, Sridevi Mataji? Sorry.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, it was a comment, wasn't it? Yes.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for Guru Maharaj to speak.
Continue on.
Yes.
Guru Maharaj, I'm just thinking to myself that Krishna is enjoying so many flavors, so many different rasas, so many different tastes, and he's relishing all of them. Srila Prabhupada said, variety is the mother of enjoyment. And so Krishna is just enjoying himself in so many different ways with all his loving devotees.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Yes, Radha Bhakti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you.
Well, please, Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, lately in some of our circles here, we've been having this conversation about the need to feel seen by Krishna, the need to feel kind of like we have an active relationship and just needing to feel seen by him. And the medium through which we can potentially feel seen is the Guru. And so recently, some of us, we just had a wonderful festival with so many senior devotees, and inevitably some people were feeling like, I didn't get to have physical association with my Guru or with the senior devotee, and other people did. And while philosophically people understand that Vani is higher than Vapu, is it an anartha to crave a little bit of service to the physical body of the spiritual master as a way to feel seen by Krishna? And what was coming up for people was
you can't call it an art. It's a neophyte mentality. That's it. To want to be recognized, to want to be noticed, to feel less important than others is all part of a neophyte mentality. Those who are situated in devotional service, they're satisfied. And whatever happens by the way of Krishna, they can accept it because they are understanding that the relationship is based on service and not on recognition. So it's neophyte. It's just neophyte. It's just wanting reciprocation. Krishna is reciprocated, but that type of mood of wanting something verbal or physical in a reciprocation is just it's mixed with the material conception, because in the material world people will not feel satisfied unless that happens. But in the spiritual world, devotees become satisfied simply by the service. And then we hear Ralisya Pinaratam Punastu Mama Darshanam Marmahatam Karotu Vayata Katava Vedadatu Lampato Mat Pranam Nastu Sevana Paraha. Even Radharani, she's so exalted, but she says even if Krishna neglects, doesn't talk to her, even causes her pain, it doesn't matter. The love is not going to change. The mood of service will only increase. So when you look at it in relationship to the highest standard, and you see, you take it down the line, and it's just basically a neophyte mentality. That's all. And unless when people will give it up, they won't be able to appreciate the fact that devotional service is about pleasing Krishna. It's not so much about what I get from it. Well, I said, don't worry, you'll get prasadam. Does that make sense? Does that answer the question?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. We should be satisfied with with service, that's all. Otherwise, it's conditional. Conditional has a tendency to fall off. And when one is in the mood of serving for the sake of service and is happy in their service, they'll make advancement, they'll continue. And when they get some mercy, when they get some reciprocation from Krishna that is actually apparent, although Krishna is always reciprocating, they become so happy. But they're still happy. We have to get away from this mentality and wanting to get something. We're getting something, we're getting the chance to go back home, back to God.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Devotees, any other question? So while we're waiting, Guru Maharaj, I just had a comment on what Sri Devi Mataji had asked about the devotees serving, Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha. And from my childhood, I always had this, question that I've always seen that in South India there is a worship of Vishnu is so prominent. And even though they know the Krishna's pastimes, but they still attached to Vishnu's form. And when I first time heard the pastimes of Gopakumar, and in that he was in Vaikuntha, but he had a desire to meet Krishna. So how I understood that, because he was originally from Brajvasi, he was from Braj, and this is why his desire was to go back to Vrindavan. But is it that our origin, where we come from, decides where our desire is to go back?
Yeah, it's our mood of bhakti. Yeah, but that mood can change, but it doesn't change simply by wanting to change. There's a process for changing that. But yeah, as we said, when Lord Chaitanya was trying to encourage Murari Gupta to give up his attachment to Lord Ramchandra and worship Krishna, he couldn't do it. And Lord Chaitanya was just testing him to show his love for Lord Ram.
So, sorry, Sri Devi Mataji, just on relating to this, because Chiti Shakti Mataji in her class, in the retreat, she mentioned that we were all Brahma at once. So I was just thinking, because that time I didn't get chance to ask. So do you think we were Yashoda or we were gopis at one point of time? Do you think we were at that one? I just felt like, is there chances that we were somewhere there, that close to Krishna, and we just came here?
Just go back home, back to Godhead, and you'll know all these things. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Why speculate on who I was and what I am? That will be revealed in due course of time as one makes progress in devotional service.
Okay.
Even if you find out, oh, I'm a gopi, and then somebody gives you a mop and says, clean the floor. You say, oh, I can't clean the floor, I'm a gopi. I should be making garlands. We don't even, all we want to do is try to somehow or other satisfy the Lord and the devotees by service, chant the holy names of the Lord, dance, and take Krishna Prasadam.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Yes, Shri Devi Mataji, you can go ahead. It was very helpful, Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
1 minute. Radha Bhakti, can I call you right after this class ends?
Yes, Ramesh.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Shri Devi
Guru
Mataji.
Maharaj, I have this question. What if we cannot even think beyond Lord Chaitanya? We are just, sold out on Lord Chaitanya, and we just want to enter Chaitanya Leela. We cannot even dream of going back to Vrindavan and things like that. Then do you think we can enter into Lord Chaitanya's pastimes in the spiritual world?
Well, that's like Goloka Vrindavan is divided into 3. There's Krishna's section, and then you have Lord Chaitanya, who was Krishna himself. He has his section, and then there is Svetadweep, another aspect of the Goloka Vrindavan. So, what's your question?
So if you are simply, fixated on Lord Chaitanya, and we
That's
don't
nice.
even,
Yeah, then Lord Chaitanya is Krishna.
right.
But if you're fixed on Lord Chaitanya and you're following the process, then you also can understand through the process gradually what is your relationship with Krishna. And you'll achieve that upon perfection. Just chant Hare Krishna and everything will be revealed. Don't worry.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
We're speculating on things that will come not simply by our speculation or even understood by our speculation, but will come when we are actually fixed in pure devotional service. It's not hard to be a pure devotee because that's our nature. We're trying to become something who we are, that's all. What is difficult is cutting off the attachments to the material world. That's what we have to work on. Pure devotional services is our nature. But the process is meant to get you there by awakening your attraction for Krishna in a certain way. Once you get attracted to Krishna in a certain way, then you can serve in that mood. So if you have a particular attraction for Krishna, then you can serve those who serve Krishna in that mood, who are his eternal associates. And by doing that, you can awaken your own attraction in that same mood. That's called, that's Raganuga Bhakti. That's one of the sadhana. That's Raganuga sadhana. And you start following in the footsteps of an eternal associate of the Lord. Try to focus on Krishna in the way that you're most attracted now and develop that. And see how that develops. The idea is to get connected with Krishna as much as you can. Think about him, glorify him, talk about him to others. Once you get connected to Krishna, then in a very regular way, then gradually through that connection, everything starts to unfold. Your mood, your relationship, everything. Okay, Vadavinodini.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to you. You mentioned this, that we should connect to Krishna somehow. And I was just had this idea that when we read about his pastimes, does it help to connect a little bit more to his personality? Because, for example, lately I read mostly philosophy because I'm at the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and somehow I feel that how to say, I can connect to philosophy, but somehow Krishna as a person is I don't have this feeling that I have any kind of relationship with him. I mean, it sounds a bit strange, but like when someone feels inspired to please someone, and I just have this feeling that he's like theoretically being there for me, and not like when I want to please someone who is there in front of me. So what can I do to develop this personal relationship?
Well, just think about the question. You don't have to answer it. What aspect of Krishna attracts you the most? Think about it. And if you say there's nothing, then just explore in a general way, hearing more about Krishna. That's it.
Mhm.
If you
There
have
is
some a little attraction in a particular way, then feed that attraction more.
Mhm, mhm. And what can I do to feed that attraction in a practical sense?
And also, you can also keep that form in your mind.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's also a meditation on that particular mood or that particular aspect of Krishna.
Mhm. Thank you very much. Yeah, I really would like to have a more personal type of connection with him because
It's there. It's up to you. He's
Mhm.
offering it. He's ready.
Yeah, I know that's the worst that I'm in the way. I know. So I just try to change something. Yeah. Yes.
No, it's
Thank you
nice
very much.
it's nice you're attracted to the philosophy. That means you will preach. And if you're preaching, then you're actually satisfying Krishna a lot. And if you're satisfying Krishna a lot, he will reveal himself in different ways.
Mm. It's really encouraging. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Radha Vinodni Mataji. Any other questions, devotees? So while we are waiting, Guru Maharaj, again, okay, Raj Prabhu, go on, yes.
Thank you, Satchipama Mataji. Hey, Krishna Maharaj. Just observing all of the question and answers over the last few days, few weeks. And it seems to me that we are creating our own barriers by thinking about our problems, thinking about what if, thinking about how do I do this, that, and the other, when all we really need to do is keep everything so simple, and all we have to do is chant, dance, eat prasad, give up some time to do some service, read the Bhagavatam, and not worry about our problems, and not worry about what if this and what if that. And
When you bring in the light of the sun, the darkness goes.
to just keep things simple, and we can give ourselves opportunity to progress.
Prabhupada's given us Krishna in so many different ways. We can even alternate how we think of Krishna, how we relate to Krishna, how do we serve Krishna. The whole process it's called Krishna consciousness, not solving problem consciousness. That is not, it's not that. And Bhakti Siddhanta summarized it. He said, there's only one problem in the world. He said it very directly, and he said it often. There's only one problem in the world, lack of Krishna consciousness. That's the only problem. When you understand and you a little bit about that, you can accept that. Yeah, I'm just Krishna conscious. There's no problems.
Thank you, Maharaj.
The problem is we're not Krishna conscious. That's the problem. Maybe because we're not attracted to Krishna enough. And that's part of the reason. So hearing and chanting about him more and more increases that attraction. Associated with devotees who are attracted to him increases that attraction. Giving up our useless material activities, that will increase our attraction.
That's wonderful, Maharaj. All easy things to do. We just have to get on and do them all.
Just like we had the retreat, right? We had 3 days of concentrated Krishna consciousness. And everyone said, I don't want to leave. I want to stay here, right? In Shringa Leela, they had to push you out the door just to get you to leave. She was so happy. She said, this is it. Everybody had an amazing experience. Yeah, so that's an example. That's why we do these programs, just to show you what is the spiritual world, what it's like. And then you can go back to your other part of your life and then reflect on, yeah, here's a taste that is so powerful and so sweet. There was one lady I just heard, she said, I'm a retreat junkie, she said. I'm a retreat junkie. But this retreat was the best one I've ever been at, she said. That's what she said anyway. So yeah, everyone who went there can testify, and I saw it in everybody's experience. And that's why we have that, just to bring all that energy in one place for a concentrated period of time, just to raise everyone's consciousness. The whole day you're just singing, hearing, associating, and it's all about Krishna consciousness. Get away from the routine, So yeah, so when we get a taste like that, then we get an indication a little bit more about what it's like in devotional service. And you don't really do much in those things. Everything is done for you. All you have to do is, hear and associate.
Wow. You made it so easy, Maharaj.
Well, what did you think? You were there.
I thought it was the best ever. I felt that I was lifted so high beyond my imagination. And I still feel lifted even today after being back home for a few days, and I hear everyone else squabbling about all sorts of things, and I'm thinking, it's nonsense.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Experience is the best teacher.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
It wasn't me. Prabhupada's given us the formula. We just try to put it together.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for your questions.
Thank you, Raj Prabhu. So just one comment is there, Guru Maharaj from Narsingila Mataji. So I just want to read it out. It's so beautiful. A retreat experience, I explained in this way. When a person experiences such a love, then all the blockages, fears disappear. And when that goes away, then we can feel at least a tinge of spiritual existence.
Yeah. Yeah, that love starts to awaken. We start to love Krishna, but we start loving each other at the same time. It becomes simultaneously one. Yeah, and we want to do that more and more and more. Prabhupada said, our movement is a festival every day. We don't need any reason to have a festival.
You have another one coming up 12th November to 24th November, Guru Maharaj. That's right, isn't it?
We have the retreat program, like, yeah, so we'll start advertising that. Mother Dimple is in a position to accept anyone who wants to come. So we'll be doing a 10-day retreat in Govardhan Echo Village from November 12th to November 24th. And so registration is open right now. So we're collecting names. Anyone who wants to come, please find out more. And as time goes on, we'll be publicizing some of the events, a little bit more about what you're going to be experiencing when you get there. So I think, let's see, who else? Is there anybody online here now that was there in our last Govardhan Echo Village retreat? I'm not sure. Oh, Sridevi was there, right? Okay. And that was in 2019. So that's, yeah, that's upcoming.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm not the only one who are doing these things. We can have, there's so many other devotees who are organizing programs and things. You can jump on any, you know, many places.
But there's a special sweetness with the God family, with one's own God brothers and sisters. There's a different mood, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, that's true. But someone who is very advanced will be able to, you know, have that same experience with any devotee. Depends on your mood of service, your mood of association. Not to make distinctions between this devotee and that devotee. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be another class. And Sundays, there's, I think Srimati has all the information about what's happening on Sunday. So there may be 2 programs on Sunday, one at a regular time with one of you doing the program, and one at 2:30 UK time with me doing the program. And Srimati is the person who will give out all the information on that.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. We have a class on Sunday at 2:30 p.m. UK time, and Guru Maharaj is giving class on the topic of about the glories of His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj on Sunday. So other than that, we'll have our daily class, which is at 12 p.m. UK time. So we'll have to tune into 2 classes on Sunday. So Sunday, just now I got a message from Anuradha Mataji. She is giving class on Sunday. The topic will be the power of association of devotees. So,
hi, Anuradha, that's wonderful.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Yeah, she's giving class on Sunday at 12 p.m. UK time, and 2:30 p.m. UK will be Guru Maharaj's class.
Please go to Anuradha's class. It'll give her some support, some encouragement, some enthusiasm.
Sure, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we'll have to stop here because something else is coming up soon.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, sorry, I just would like to ask